Good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Build Your Online Business Weekend Morning Show, guys. Woo! Let me tell you, I've been here 7 days, y'all. I don't even know the last time I had to show up for something for 7 days when outside of my 9 to 5 job. So this is the work of the Lord. Y'all looking at that, okay? So good morning on behalf of Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham. We welcome you this morning, guys. So all week long, we've been really empowering, hopefully empowering, but honoring those who have written their stories, the authors. It's been an amazing week, sharing with you and talking with different people about their books that they've wanting to write. Some of them have written already. Some of them have, thousands of journals all over the place. And this week they had the opportunity to speak to someone that could help them move the needle on that book. And so it's been a pleasure to serve you guys this whole week. This tonight will be the last premiere of our honoring authors week, and we're actually going to do that with a bang. If some of you have signed up for the weekend watch party, y'all, we premiered the first one, part 1 and 2 yesterday. It was crazy. I've been through that training once, well, maybe 3 times before. Absolutely love it. And so we're going to be premiering the last watch party today, this morning, starting at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then tonight, the last closeout is going to be part 2 of our training at 9:30 p.m. ish Central Standard Time. And guys, you have to register at bit.ly/weekendwatch20. I'm super excited about anyone who's hit that link and showed up for class yesterday, because that is, action, and you have to take action, right? And so speaking of action, some of you may have been dealing with this old nasty stinking monster called writer's block. So we're going to have a talk about it today, guys. Like, writer's block is like a thorn in the you-know-what. But after this conversation, I'm hoping that you'll look at it as a blessing.
Yes.
A blessing. I know this old crazy girl, she lost her mind talking about, I'm frustrated, I'm irritated, I'm, got anxiety and depression because it's writer block. No, it's all in how you think about it. And so we're going to have that conversation today, guys. Say good morning to my lovely, beautiful co-host, guys. I haven't rocked with you guys since y'all been on the weekend show. So this has been an honor to sit on a stage with these amazing women of wisdom. I want to say good morning. Thank you for having me on y'all show this weekend. Let me take over. I'll be out of your hair tonight. Trust and believe. So, guys, how are you doing this morning, ladies? Y'all looking beautiful. Y'all looking y'all Sunday's best, but y'all look like this every day.
I am doing just fine. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. We're getting on back around again to the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's Sunday morning. What better time to write your book? What better time to get started? You get your morning inspiration. You all go to church this morning or whatever it is you do. And then you pull out that paper and that pen. Here in Richmond, it is raining and gloomy. So what better time to curl up with your pen and your pad? We have the publisher here this morning. So get your questions answered. I tell you what, jump in, get your questions answered for almost free this morning, because after that, it's an invoice.
It's an invoice.
It's an invoice. And you all know my mantra, first thing in the morning, sharing is caring. So share out the broadcast.
Yes.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This weekend, this is the start of a new week. This pandemic is a blessing in disguise on so many levels. It's the mindset. Just like how our publisher just told us, even with writer's block, it's about your mind. It's the same thing when dealing with issues, this pandemic, this lockdown, this quarantine, it's forcing us to look at ourselves, look at our lives, look at one another, and we get to do something about it. We get to change something about it. And we got all the time in the world to do it. We always talk about how, oh, if I had the time to do this, or if I had the time to do that, that's our excuse, is that we never have enough time. And it's a reliable excuse because we didn't. But now, and as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself, because I can't point to you without three fingers pointing back to me. I have no reason not to jump on this webinar tonight, this watch party. There's no reason to not come watch it. I can't say I don't have the time.
Right.
Me starting to write my book, there's no reason. I have no excuse. If there's an excuse, it's me, period, point blank.
Absolutely.
That's good, but we take it a little bit further when we're talking about writing, and especially when we're writing from the heart, guys. So I want you to, if you don't have your pen and paper, y'all know I'm a writer. You already know. If you come into me, y'all better bring that pen and paper. I go nowhere without my pen and my paper, or my audio, or my recorder, or somewhere. Right? Because you always, we're gonna talk about this. I can't wait to share y'all about writer's block, because this is a conversation I absolutely love to talk about, because it's all a heart matter. And I love everything that deals with the heart. That's why my first company, as a matter of fact, was called Matters of My Heart. You remember that, Vicki?
Yes.
Matters of My Heart. I started my first company, and it kind of dwarfed and transformed and expanded into J Publishing House, but it still has that element of the heart, because our foundation is keeping the heart. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And that is going to be the scripture I'm going to talk about. Look, it's Sunday, so y'all, I brought my
That's right.
My script and everything, y'all.
Right?
No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to preach, I promise. Guys, go ahead. Ladies, Miss Bertha, how you doing this morning? Looking all fabulous.
I'm doing great. I am doing great. Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be here this morning, especially with my co-host, Rose, and Jamie, the publisher, and just all of my sisters. And that's what I love about this sisterhood. I have so many sisters in here that you can go to encourage you. And even when you get writer's block, you got somebody in here to encourage you and give you the word and just tell you, hey, you can do this, And so that's what I love about this community, and matter of fact, I'm so glad we're talking about writer's block this morning. So I got my pad and my pen.
Yes.
I'm ready to take notes.
Right.
I had started my ebook and everything, and they told me I didn't have enough content in it, so I got to go back again and try to pull some more content. So I feel like I have writer's block right about now.
Day.
So this is right on time.
We're gonna talk about day in a minute, y'all.
Okay. So I'm ready. I'm listening.
Right. Let's talk about whose day is, who be talking all that stuff. Hey, Doc, welcome to the show. Hey, Vicki. Y'all already know that's Vicki. Vicki has all of my clients really have a nickname, because I love food, and so all of my clients except for Vicki has a food name. Vicki has a different name because she's connected to me in spirit. So I call her fire starter because she's always starting stuff. Always starting stuff in the spirit, and so I call her my fire starter, don't I?
Okay. Yes, and I have accepted that.
That's just her anointing, and I recognize and I honor it every time I say it. It's just an honor to who I know who called you, because honey, your words, when she writes that book, every chapter that she's written in all of her books speak directly to me in the moment that I'm going through at that time. Always, every single time. So that's why I call her fire starter, because she's always starting stuff.
tell you, it is truly an honor and a blessing to be here. Good morning, everyone. I woke up this morning. The sun rays through my window woke me up this morning. It is beautiful here. The sun is out. And the first thing that came to my mind this morning is rise and shine.
Yes.
My mother used to say that all the time on school days, rise and shine. Rise even if you don't shine, because we were going to get up and go to school that day.
Right.
And so I was like, just rise and shine. I just thought it was like the glory of the Lord woke me up this morning and was like, you have a job to do. And so I'm excited about being here today with you lovely ladies. And I love the topic today because as much as I love to write, I never experienced writing anything without coming in contact with that wall. I mean, it can be, and it's in my spirit, it's in my heart, it's in my mind, but there are often times when I cannot release it.
Yeah.
And so strategy, really knowing the strategies really does help. And to have an awesome publisher such as Jamie to help you to get through that barrier is very important. It is very important. And so I'm excited about what she's going to share on today. I'm in the process. I am using this time wisely. And so I'm writing about 5 books right now. And so, you know, I'll pick up one. And it's my first time ever doing it. And I'm excited about it because I'm like, whoo, Jesus, okay. You know, so I'm definitely writing down the vision. And the more I write, I promise you, the clearer it becomes. And so I'm excited about this journey of writing, and I'm excited about, Jamie, what you have in store for us, because I too have my book out. I'm taking plenty of notes today.
Oh, guys, hey Doc, how you doing? Welcome. I didn't see you yesterday, Dr. Cynthia.
No, ma'am, I had a mini hiatus. Good morning, everyone.
This morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy to be here with all of my beautiful sisters this morning. I'm really excited about this. You know, it occurred to me as everyone was speaking about writing. You know, I've written a book as well in the past and working on a new book and working on the ebook like my sister Bertha. And you know, we talked about writer's block, and I've noticed that I've had that as well many times. But also, coupled with that, I realized that because there was so much going on, there was a lot of clutter up here. And so I had to get that clutter out and find my clarity. And for me, and you guys talked about the pad and the pen and the paper and Jamie, the quarter and everything. And for me, I find that I have to keep it by my bedside because I will wake up in the middle of the night and have that clarity. And I think it's just the fact that I've allowed my body and my mind to relax and go into a different zone. And so once I have allowed my body and my mind to relax, all of my family members know, I'll tell them I'm not doing anything. Once it gets late in the day and I get tired, I have to go and get some rest and decompress. And then I come back up with a fresh breath of air, stronger, as Vicky said, rise and shine. And the rest of that was that psalm, Miss Vicky, remember, rise and shine and give God the glory.
Give God the glory.
Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine.
That's it.
Of the Lord. So for me, I have to keep something by my bedside because I know that once I get all of the prior days commitments and stress and things off of me, and I go down for that nap and that rest, even if it's a power nap or a long nap, no matter what it is, when I wake up refreshed and clear and with a lot of clarity, and that's when I have the ability to release my biggest amount of content. So I have to keep something by my bedside. So, everybody has to find their zone and then run with it and know what it is. And so eventually you come into that understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. But so that's exactly right. It's about clearing out the clutter, right? Writer's block. So first of all, guys, if you're just joining us, thank you for welcome. Hey guys over there in YouTube land, over there in Periscope land. Thank you for joining us this morning. Everybody all over Facebook, thank you for joining us. Share the broadcast because we definitely believe in the information that we provide is going to change somebody's life. So it's going to take you from your now to your next. And I believe that wholeheartedly because of the spirit in which we operate here on the BYOB show. So go ahead and share the broadcast. And for those of you who have not yet signed up, we're on our last watch party for this weekend. But if you sign up, you still have access to all of the replays of how to write a winning ebook, parts 1 and 2. 1 and 2, put those two together. 1 and 2. Parts 1 and 2, you'll still have access until Thursday. So the investment is $29. Go ahead and sign up. If you are signing up today, make sure that you inbox me, Jamie Hopkins, inbox me so I can be on the lookout and let you into the group because we do want you to have access. We're starting at 8:30 a.m. So in about a few minutes, with our first part 1 of the show. So go ahead and share the broadcast. So we're talking about writer's block. First of all, let's talk about what writer's block really is. Now, let me preface my definition by saying I'm a healer. So what the definition I'm about to give you is not a textbook definition per se. It's textbook from the word because that's how I operate. But it's not a textbook, so don't go Googling and looking up the definition of writer's block online. I operate in a whole different vein. I operate in a whole different space than most publishers or most people who are in that industry who try to break down these different terminologies when we're talking about writing. So writer's block is exactly, it is your heart not feeling safe to speak. It's a sign. And I welcome that sign because that lets me know that I'm moving too fast. I'm probably going in the wrong direction. And I need to sit back and hold on for a minute. And I need to provide a space that my heart feels safe enough to speak. My knowledge, my expertise, my experience, it comes from within me. It comes from, a lot of you say that, you've learned a lot through life experience, but it really is how God created the brain to maintain that stuff. And so once it filters through the brain and filters through the heart, then I can teach somebody something. But I got to get through that heart stuff first because the mind will tell you, especially if it's painful, it will tell you that it hurts too much, don't go there. But the heart says, it hurts too much, let's go there. Because that's the only way to get through it. To get through the pain, you have to go through the pain. And one of the ways to do that, outside of therapy, outside of professional help, okay, is writing. And so providing your space, writer's block is a sign from your heart. It's like, hey, I got something to say, but you won't let me say it. That's what writer's block really is. It's you trying to force words on paper that means absolutely daggone nothing. But when the heart says it, it penetrates another heart. And it penetrates another heart. And that's when change begins to happen, not only in you, but in those around you, in those who read your words, those who purchase your book, people that you may never even meet before or meet ever in life. They buy your book because your heart was free to speak. It's going to change your life. Think about the books that you've purchased that changed your life. Outside of the Bible, right? Because the Bible is a living word, right? So it's always living. But think about books that you've written. Even I look back on some of my journal notes and I was like, Dad, I had so much wisdom back then.
I've looked at stuff and said, did I write that?
Right. Who wrote that? Because I allowed in that moment, in that space, I allowed my heart to speak. And sometimes my heart go into places that I try to forget about because I kind of buried it. It was too painful for me to face. So I buried it subconsciously. I buried it. But the heart is like, all right, I'm ready to take you. So in order for you to move into this next calling of your life, into these next gifts that I have for you, you got to let go of this. So if you have an idea to write a book, I don't even know how many people has come to me and said, I've always wanted to write about my life. People told me I need to write about this. I've gone through so much in my life. Guess what, y'all? All of us have. I know that may make you feel minimal or small or think that it's not important what you went through, but let me just help you. If you listen with your heart, everybody goes through stuff. That's life.
Exactly.
It's how you respond to it. Are you going to let it defeat you, or are you going to get back on top and let it pay you back?
Right.
Not let it pay you back, make it pay you back.
Make it.
Take it by force. So all of this writer's block thing, yes, we all get it. It's just a sign. It's just a sign that, hey, your heart got something to say. And maybe what you want to write right now, you can write that later. But right now, I got something to say. My heart got something to say. So let's talk about how we can provide a safe space for your heart to really speak. So when you're faced with writer's block, right? The first thing I always tell my clients to do is change your environment. There's something in your environment that makes your heart unsafe, that makes your heart cautious, that says, oh, I have something to say, but maybe that person won't honor what I have to say. Maybe when I say what I have to say, that person is going to hurt you worse. So I'm not going to say it. Change your environment. Watch who you talk to about your book. If it's a personal journey, I'm not talking about even your business. Your business book should be discussed with your business coach. Not somebody who never had a business before, not someone who is not your target audience, like Cousin Pete and Uncle Roro and them. They can't be giving you advice on something they never done before. Okay, so your business books, go to your business coach, right? But your books that are talking about your life, the things that you've overcome, the things that you survived. If you survive them and it's still painful for you to talk about it, you need a book coach. I know you was like, you trying to get my money. I don't. I'm not. I'm really not. All I want you to do really is at the end of the day, I want you to heal. And I want you to heal in a safe space. So be careful who you talk about your private life, your private book, because especially your family and friends, they're going to be the first ones to tell you, girl, don't write that. You better not tell those people our business. And it's by keeping quiet that pain perpetuates itself. It's a cycle. Until someone stand up and say, you know what, no more in my family, no more in my generation, that curse will no longer last. I'm speaking out. I'm telling somebody, because there's someone else that is going through what you've gone through. And until you're able to document it, and this is what books do, it leaves a legacy. It's a history book, y'all. I've said this all week long. I don't want nobody else telling my story, because can't nobody tell it like me. They ain't gonna tell it right. My exes especially is not gonna tell my story right. So I'm gonna tell my own story. I'm gonna write history. I'm gonna talk about all the things that God delivered me from, even when I felt like I didn't deserve to be delivered. And that word is going to help somebody else. It's going to heal someone else, because I gave my heart the space to be honest, to be free, to feel safe enough to talk. Now, when I'm talking about the heart, let's be clear, I'm not talking about the organ. I'm not talking about this carcass or this shell, because without the spirit, the shell cannot live.
Mm-hmm.
The shell didn't live until God blew his breath into it.
Right.
He said, let us make man in my own image.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we didn't live until he breathed in us. So this body, though we have to take care of it because we live in it.
Right.
We stuck here in this little carcass. But when I'm talking about the heart, I'm talking about the spirit man. The spirit man in which God speaks to. Give us direction. Give us clarity. Tell us what to do. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So wherever I go, I'm listening to the spirit man. I'm listening to God guiding me. And if I'm going in the wrong direction, he's going to let me know.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say, oh, baby girl, son, come back over here. You're going too far to the left. Don't be over there. Come over here. It's listening and being so in tune with your heart. I went on a study, guys. This is why I'm able to tell you about writer's block, because I went on a couple of years. I can't even remember how long it was. Maybe 5 or 6 years, a study of Jamie, everything about Jamie. I went on a self journey. I learned what I liked, what I didn't like. I learned what the smells mean to me and why my body responds to certain things. Certain words, my body would switch. Certain words, my body would make a movement when I'm happy. Like what makes me happy more than anything? Next to God, because I love him, right? But deep fried buffalo wings. Yo, that hits me in my shot now every time I say it. Yeah. And I went on a journey to know what I love, what I hate, being comfortable with feeling what I feel. And even if what I feel makes someone else uncomfortable, and so the heck what?
Exactly.
Because I'm no longer trying to please other people. Trying to please your family, your friends will cause writer's block because your heart is saying, nope, I don't feel safe around them. Right, Miss Vicky?
Oh, wow. When I tell you, for me, that is like numero uno. My first book, I was so consumed with what are my coworkers going to say? Yes. Are they going to think that I'm really not talking about her? But if I say this, she's going to think that I'm talking about her, but right. I'm really not. And, I don't want them to think that I'm still holding on to this because I'm really not. But it needs to go in I could not write because I was so consumed about what is this person going to think? Are they going to be mad with me? Are they going to be hurt? I don't want to expose them. I don't want to tell their story, but to tell my story, I have to tell part of their story. And so I'm like, it shut me down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that self-talk. And and a lot of times that's what we get caught up in is that self-talk.
Yes, yes.
Since you all talk, I've come up with 5 titles for books. That's something I can do. I can create a title. So if somebody wants to buy those titles, talk to me.
Wait, why be selling titles? Girl, you better write good books.
But it's funny. It's funny because the first thing you all started out with was clearing out the clutter.
Yes.
I wrote a synopsis years ago when my daughter was in college called Clear the Clutter, The Path to Clarity. And I'm like, what? But I never have done anything to really release it. So, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is maybe this is getting past that writer's block.
Yeah.
But I have all kinds of notes, Jamie, from what you're saying. So
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to read your books either. So listen, guys, if you are still stuck, we are hosting our last, because we did the first one yesterday, our last debut for the watch party this morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Go to bit.ly/weekendwatch20. Weekend Watch 20 is a $29 investment. But once you walk away, you're going to have so many ideas for books, and not just ideas. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell the people yesterday, but let me remind you today. This training is not just sit and watch and listen and take notes. It really isn't. It's a hands-on, very interactive, we writing. type of training.
Right.
Part one is
Right.
we gonna write. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes and we gonna write type of training. So it's great information on not only just, you know, getting you started on writing your book, but what to do once the book is written. Great information. Show up this morning, 8:30 a.m. ish, y'all, because I got to run on over there. I'm hosting it. So if you have any questions, you can also catch me in the room, bit.ly/weekendwatch20. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you, Latoya. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks, Paula. Can't wait to see you this morning. We're talking about writer's block this morning and how you can beat it. And also, you know, once it's clear, once you give that heart permission to speak, let me tell you, I have to, and I'm a writer, so I write literally every day. And you sit close to me for more than 5 minutes, I'm probably going to scribble on your arm or something like that, because I'm constantly writing. That's my love. That's what healed me. That's something that I go to on a regular basis. And I can even tell in my writing, when I told you I went on a journey of finding out who I am, my writing changes when I'm depressed, when I'm anxious, when I'm angry, when I'm happy, when I'm at peace. My writing changes. And it kind of like wakes me up. I was like, oh, okay, Jamie, you got to do some work this morning. So I have this whole self-care regimen thing and all, like, it's really a thing for me, right? But it doesn't have to be that great and grand for everybody. It's just something that I love to do. And so if it calms me, if it soothes that angry beast, then I'm going to do that. But when we're talking about writer's block and giving your heart that space to really be safe and to really feel safe to come out and to speak, you have to realize what is this environment, what in this environment. Maybe it's too early in the morning. Maybe it's too late at night. Maybe I'm trying to do it with the kids running around and whatever. For me, when I write, I need something, a little noise in the background. So either I will put a movie on and never watch the movie. I just have some kind of movement going on in the background, right? But figuring out, it's going to take you a little trial and error to find out what environment. And one of the things too, if you're dealing with something that's painful, to change your environment means to go somewhere and connect with nature. So you can walk outside, go walking down the block, stand out on your back patio, get somewhere around nature. For me, it's water. So I love to go sit at a lake. If it's raining, I love to just go stand out in the rain. It's that crazy for me. But hey, you don't have to be, all crazy like I am. But just go somewhere in nature. Go sit at a park, and don't take your book, don't take your pen. This is not go outside and write. This is go outside and be one with nature, because that's where your creativity comes from, right? Connecting with that inner man, that inner woman, that spirit inside of you, connected with the source. And the source is the Most High. Mm-hmm. So go outside, go for a walk, go for a drive. If you love those long country scenes, if you like to look at cotton fields or whatever it is, just go outside, go for a walk, and just walk away from that book. Right. Walk away from it. Connect with nature, connect with yourself, be quiet for a moment, and don't force it. The worst thing you can do is try to force yourself to write, because when you force yourself to write, it's not going to make no sense. It's just going to be a whole bunch of words that make absolutely no sense. And then your publisher going to be looking at you like, what you want me to do with this?
And Jamie, you're so good at that. You're so good at that because before I know that I need to just stop writing. Would you just stop? I mean, you'll say in a minute. I mean, lately you've been saying you need to social distance. I mean, because as a writer, I just want to keep going and keep going and keep going, because I'm like, this is what I need to do. But you'll tell me in a minute, shut it down. Yeah. And I'm like, And you like, yes. And then if you think that I'm not, you're going to text or message me some kind of way to let me know that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is nothing.
Right.
You know, so
Mhm.
that's great for me, but I need someone in my corner like that when I'm writing.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe every publisher is getting to know their clients in such an intimate way to where they know them individually, you know, which I just think I'm your number one and, you know, it's just us. But, you know, seriously, I do know that it's not just me, that you're in tune with your clients, you know, and it's, you know, everyone doesn't type of treatment, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't realize that. I thought, you know, I don't know. I thought that publishers, especially if you're in this realm of entrepreneurship, the whole key to entrepreneurship is serving. And so I thought all entrepreneurs serve. I mean, they solve a problem for someone and they serve. And so I guess, you know, everyone served differently. But yeah, so this whole writer's block thing, I don't want you to feel, you know, when it comes again, don't try not to get frustrated with it because you're really making the problem worse. And it's really not a problem. All it's saying is your heart speaking to you. It's like, hey, got something to say to you. Let's go somewhere and talk. You know how God did with Moshe or Moses? He said, come up on the mountain. I want to talk to you. Man, I was telling my sister last night, if God did that to me, what he did to Moses, like I would have had the biggest head ever. Like you could tell me nothing. You mean the Most High gonna call and me and him gonna talk to you and y'all, he ain't gonna talk to y'all like that? Like y'all can't get, honey, I would have had the biggest head, but guess what? He does that with all of us now because of the blood of the Lamb.
Yeah.
And he will say, come, baby, he called me baby girl, come let me talk to you. You've been a little off lately. What's going on with you? And so we all have that opportunity to talk to him, and that's through our heart, y'all. It really is. And when you sit down with your journal and you just start writing without even thinking of what you're gonna write first, because most of the time when I grab my journal, I got so much on my head. Like I got a lot of complaints. I'm gonna complain about this today. I'm complaining about that. I want to make sure you get him because he said this to me. I got all of that lined up in my head to talk to my father about in my journal, because my journal don't go nowhere. Nobody's gonna get that, right? It's kept in a safe space so that I can be safe, right? But when I sit down, none of that comes out. The only thing that comes out is what he wants to deal with me about. And so that's, I can't get enough of just writing, y'all. So, you know, let me just shift the environment a little bit now, right? Because we're talking about writer's block. We're talking about how you can get, you know, through it. One, know that it's not a bad thing, that it's just your heart simply saying, hey, I got something to say, and I don't feel safe enough to say it. So go to a place where it can feel safe enough to say it. So if there's something that you have to complete first, sometimes there's an assignment that we're supposed to do first before we can move on to the next thing. And we're trying to skip over that assignment. It's like, nope, I'm gonna do this because this is easier. This is gonna take less time. It's easier. I'm gonna deal with this first. And the heart was like, nope, I'm not budging. We ain't doing none of that. Right? So it's another sign of making sure you clear out the clutter. How do you clear out the clutter? Pick up your journal, put down the book, pick up your journal, and go through all the clutter that's in your mind. Some people will call it angry writing. I don't care what you call it, just get it out. Clear the clutter by writing or changing your environment. Sweeping the floor. I don't know what it is about sweeping, but there's so many great revelations that come out of just sweeping the floor. Men, maybe y'all don't sweep the floor or take out the trash or whatever, but I'm telling you, it's something about cleaning your house, changing the scenery of your room, like change your room around, change the furniture around, physically change the furniture around. We talked about how, like women, when we're going through something, we change our outside, like me, right? See how my niece put eyelashes on me and I put makeup on, I look completely different. Yesterday she told me, no, I ain't gonna tell you what she told me, because you know, kids are so They're so honest with their tongues that sometimes it's just irritating. Right. But I was like, all right, come put these lashes on me, and I felt brand new. So I felt different. Give your mind a fresh new look. So change your room around. That will help clear up some of that writer's block. That will help boost the creativity that's within you, because we're all creative. We were created by the creative one. So of course we have that ability to be creative, right? So change your room around. This is, again, messing with that whole environment of giving your heart a space to just be free and to just talk. Another thing is exercise. Now, I can tell y'all exercise, and it works when I did it, but I don't like exercising. I told y'all what I like. I like to eat. So I'm gonna do something that's comforting for me. I'll walk away from the book. I'll cook my favorite dish, buffalo chicken, macaroni and cheese. Don't judge. And I'll cook that, and I'll watch movies all day long. And then the next day, I'll go back to it. But I walk away from it, because trying to force yourself to write is not going to give you the result that is intended for you when you've been given the idea to write it. So that's what I have, guys. I can keep going on and on and on about things y'all can do to beat writer's block, but it's up to you. It's really, really up to you.
Jamie, I have a question.
Oh, yes. I am taking questions today, guys.
Yeah, so I have a question.
Yeah.
I've been listening to you for a while, and I've been implementing your exercises, such as changing my environment, getting my heart in a position to write. And now that my heart is ready to release, it's ready to finally heal from everything. I have come into a different problem, and I don't know if it's writer's block on steroids or what. Releasing the pain, I feel like it's going to hurt too much for me to write it. And so I had an idea of, I think it'd be less painful for me or easier if I recorded it. So I didn't know if me just speaking it and telling my story, I didn't like, how can I speak it and then get it written down? Because I don't think I can just literally write it down.
Well, I think that recording it, doing an audio record on your phone, the voice recorder on your phone, using that is fine. But the bottom issue, the underlying issue, is you trying to avoid the pain. And that's not going to happen. I don't care if you speak it.
I'm not avoiding the pain. It's just, I am.
Yeah, you are. Because you said it's going to be too painful. It's going to be too painful. But you may not understand this now, but I'm going to say it to you, because one of the things the word can't do is return void. So I'm going to speak it to you, and I'm really not speaking to the flesh, Kayshawn. I'm speaking to the spirit, Kayshawn, right? And so one of the things about trying to avoid something that's inevitable is not doing it, right? But let me tell you that no matter what you do, if you speak it, put a smoke signal out, get a ghostwriter, whatever you do, it is unavoidable. The pain is unavoidable, but the pain ain't as heavy as you think it is. It's not going to be too painful, because the word tells me, and God promised me, that he would put no more on me than I could bear. So when I feel like it's getting unbearable, I said, okay, Lord, now your word is true. This is getting a little unbearable. So you can't avoid the pain, but it's not as painful as you think it is, because your mind tells you, and that's what there's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. It talks about what happens to the brain, the brain that has been traumatized. It's scientific based. So, I don't recommend everybody, if you're not ready to hear it, if you're not ready to read it, I don't recommend it. But this book really helps you understand how the brain operates when it's been traumatized. And so the mind, because because of that experience, because anything that happens, the brain collects those experiences, and it collects it and it puts it in like what's the word?
Nutshell.
File cabinets.
Nutshell.
It's in a file cabinet, but it combines it. It puts all the like stuff together.
It's compartmentalizing.
So anything that happens with like that caused you pain before, the mind is going to remember it. So when it first enters the mind is going to do what it's trained to do and say, hey, that hurt you the last time. Get away from that. And so because it collected all of those painful memories, which are together, and it can only grow and magnify itself, because of that, it's going to tell you that if you write about this, it's going to make you hurt even worse. That's a lie. The brain is telling you that because it's trained to. It's supposed to. It's supposed to warn you. When you touch fire and you get burned, the next time you go by fire, the brain is going to say, oh, that burned you last time. That hurt last time. Don't do that. Oh, that made you feel good last time. You like that. Ooh, you like buffalo wings. Come on, let's go. Let's go get some buffalo wings, girl. Every restaurant I go to, sidebar, y'all, every restaurant I go to, I try not to order buffalo wings. I end up
Can't
ordering.
help it. I understand. I understand, Jamie.
I know all the good places and bad places of buffalo wings.
I'm with you on that.
That's a sickness, y'all. I'm
the chicken queen.
Okay. Yes, Rose, me and you we can get together and do them.
Girl, we can make the rounds.
They will put us out with all them bones on the table. So even though it was a painful experience for you, here's what's going to break you from it. It's in the past. The past, according to the word of God, no longer exists. He said, I threw it in the sea of forgetfulness. So the only one who remembers is us, because this is what the brain does. God doesn't remember it. He's like, what you talking about? Right? So the past no longer exists, which means that it can't hurt you anymore. So what I do when I'm looking back, because, my sister, we have conversations about what happened when we grew up and things like that. And I said to her yesterday, I don't like to visit the past much. Think of the past as I'm visiting it. I'm going back, I'm looking over the land, I see what happened, but I get to leave. And I get to leave the past there. So whatever happened to me in the past, whatever hurt me in the past, can't hurt me today because I'm in the present moment.
Right.
And I'm in control now. And today is my future, past. So when I look back tomorrow and I look back on this moment of today, which is going to be my past, I want to know that this has been a good moment for me. So I get to decide if I'm going to live in depression or overwhelmed, or if I'm just going to be happy, because I know that there's glory that's coming all over me. I got angels protecting me now. I'm aware now. So the past can't hurt you, which also means the past can't make you be painful. It can't be too painful. When I come into that knowledge of knowing where to compartmentalize my thoughts, my feelings. The brain is just doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do in the present moment and live in it. That's why the therapists tell you to meditate, because meditation is supposed to put you in the present moment. But not everyone can meditate successfully because they're too stuck in the past. So you may not get it right now, or you may do.
I completely get it. I got it like 15 seconds into your explanation. It was like, hey, John, quit being the punk.
I ain't say it like that.
Between verbalizing it and writing it. Just write it. Period.
Right.
Just write.
You know it's time to write when your heart won't let you rest.
It's not. It's like, and my heart is like vinegar and peroxide and baking soda together, getting ready to explode.
Wow.
You're very descriptive. Your writing is going to be amazing.
I write, and that's the thing. I write poetry. I can write an essay
I
and
can tell.
contracts, all kind of stuff. I could do that stuff. I just been running from this for years because I didn't want
you've been telling yourself it's gonna hurt, and it ain't. It's gonna hurt a little bit, yes, absolutely, because you're gonna go through the pain, but it's not gonna hurt as much as your mind telling you it is.
And it'll be
What's gonna hurt is like you're gonna realize that a lot of stuff is because of choices that you made. That's gonna hurt.
And that's what makes me want to write now, because it's hurting of the choices that I made. And something Vicky said, what both of you said about when you stop caring about what others think.
Yeah, that's freeing.
To tell my story, I'm gonna have to tell pieces of other people's story.
Absolutely.
And that stop me, because they're gonna now learn what you did and how it affected me, your decisions, your choices. And I wanted to protect people, because they have this prestigious image of being perfect and all of this. And I'm all like, I'm not God, I'm no judge and jury. I'm gonna let them keep their perception. But the more I let them keep their perception, it was damaging me, because my truth is not being told. And I have to tell my truth and let it be known. And I think about too, I have 4 kids, and I've done everything in my power for them to not experience nothing that I've done or anything that I've experienced. So, but they don't understand why mom is the way she is. And when you say leaving a legacy, they need to know why, what happened. How did my mom become the way she became? So that's another reason that really motivated me to of needing to write, because they need to know what happened.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about before we came on the air. It's really not about those other people. It's about you. And it's about loving you and being the person you want to be. And the other people that you're concerned about, heck, they may not even ever get it, because they might not ever read the book. Because a lot of people like that don't ever see themselves in anything that is hurtful to someone else. So it's really about you and what you want, and you taking that journey inside that Jamie was talking about, that journey of yourself, and being okay with that, and being okay with being selfish, and knowing that this is for you. This is your legacy that you're going to leave, your living legacy.
Yeah.
You're no longer living.
Yeah.
So that is about you.
That's
And,
good.
and it's okay to be about you.
I love that. I've been selfish now for almost 2 years.
You should.
And I think that's what's going on. I'm caring more about myself now, and I'm making the next move.
Yeah.
And I want to say this because I had to learn it, and that is that with pain, especially those feelings that come up when you try to release your story. God said to me so clearly one time, he said that the very thing that pains you is the very thing that I want.
Yes.
It's the very thing that I want. But until I get it out and say, God, this is yours. It was never my weight to even carry. It was never for me to even deal with.
Yes.
And so I just want to say, and this is just to anybody who's listening, and if I go too far off, Jamie, I need you to stop me. But right now, I just feel that it's somebody is carrying a weight. You're carrying depression. You're carrying hurt. You're carrying, all of these things. God says that very thing that hurts you is what I want. It's what I want. And and Kayshawn, I'm just gonna tell you, your writing is your wealthy place. It's your wealthy place. And until you surrender, until you say, God, I give it to you. God, I can't handle this. I don't want to handle it anymore. I want to give it to you. Because he's ready to make that crooked place straight so that you can get to your wealthy place.
Yes.
Come on.
And so I just say, not just to Kayshawn, I'm saying it to whoever has an ear to listen right now. That today is the day that you give it to God, that you lay it at his feet and you say, God, I can no longer, I don't even want to carry this weight anymore. And allow God, you know, the word says that we should be anxious for nothing. The word says, cast all your cares onto me. Why? Because he cares for you.
Yes.
You know, who am I? Who am I that you're mindful of me? Ooh. God is mindful of us this morning.
Yes.
And he wants us to know that I am concerned about you. I'm concerned about you, Vicky. I'm concerned about you, Rose. I'm concerned about you, Cynthia. I'm concerned about you, Bertha. I'm concerned about you, Jamie. I'm concerned about you, Kayshawn. And because I'm concerned about you, I need you to give me your pain.
Yes.
I need you to give it to me. And see, some of us, we want to hold on. We make ourselves martyrs, but we shouldn't. Jesus already died. So why we keep killing ourselves?
Why do we keep falling on the sword?
Falling on the sword. Nobody is pushing us on it. We're falling on it.
and we cover it up and justify it by saying it's a sacrifice, but God never intended for you to sacrifice yourself. That's why he gave his son. Right? So that you wouldn't have to.
That's it.
So when you make that exchange with him, he said, just exchange. You take my burden because mine is light. Woo. Let me carry yours because yours is for you. So when you make that exchange with him, because it was never yours to carry.
Right.
It was never my burden to carry what happened to me when I was 5. It was never mine to carry, but I carried it for 40 years.
Yes.
Like a fool.
Like but when you know better, you have to do better.
Yes.
And we're so used to the hurt. We're so used to the disappointment. We're so used, you know, to things not going our way. It becomes our normal. It becomes so comfortable to us that when we feel like, hey, you know what, this is really not mine. And you get ready to give it to God, but then it feels different. Then you give it back to yourself.
Yeah. Let me take that back.
God says it ends today. Woo! It ends today. Make the decision today to give it to God. Stop punking out. Stop being a tinky winky. You know, stop making these excuses, because the excuses does not exempt you from the responsibility. God, you still have that godly assignment. God is not going, and Jamie, you said that sometimes we can't write because we haven't done the first thing that God told us to do. So you think you're gonna, so Vicky, you just gonna do what you want to do. So you just gonna forget that I told you to do this right here. You think I'm gonna bless you? No, that's your assignment too, but I need you to do the right thing in the right order. So I need you to go back to step 1, and you're gonna ace step 1.
The process. Everything.
The process.
Everything is a process.
The process.
Step 1 and forward.
That's it.
And releasing that and leaving it at his feet, because you don't take it to God and then turn around, take a step back and pick it up. He says, leave it at my feet.
And you know what? Somebody's life, and I hate to say it like this, but well, no, I don't, because God is telling me to say it like this. Somebody's life is dependent upon you going to bit.ly/weekend watch 20. Somebody's life. It may not be yours. Get out yourself right now. That's right. It's somebody else's life. Somebody else is waiting to hear your story to say, I'm not in it all by myself. That's true. Somebody is waiting to hear that, oh, I can't overcome this because she overcame it. So we got to go on. When I say $29 to set some folks free, are you serious?
Come on.
$29? $29, 2 minutes that it's going to take you to go to that link and register.
Woo!
I'm serious.
Because that
are we that messed up?
That's it.
That's my question this morning. Are we that messed up?
Come on.
$29. I always say I equate it to things of life. $29 right now in 2020 is the cost of a family-sized pizza. So you one family-sized pizza away from the breakthrough. So go on in the kitchen, get you some cheese and crackers, some pork and beans, and go ahead and apply that pizza money.
A can of tuna fish and stop playing with those lives that are attached to your purpose. You don't know. I remember God had to show this to me in a vision that I was in a field and there was so many heads that I couldn't count them because they were it was like thousands and thousands. He was like, these are the people that I handpicked for you to free before you were born. Mm-hmm. See, we're created in the spirit before we manifested right here.
That's right.
So we thought of me back in Genesis 1:1.
Right.
I was on his mind.
Yes.
Why everything was planned the way it was. Even for the Messiah to come, he's like, because, I know Jamie about to really mess some stuff up. So let me go ahead and let me plan to, already sacrifice the most precious thing to me, which is my son. So let me go ahead and sacrifice him now, because I know this girl right here, once I put her down here on this earth, she gonna do some stuff. And so thank God for Jesus. So listen, guys, your words, I really want to encourage you, and I got to run on over because we're supposed to be starting the watch party right now. Like, 1 minute late, but God always first, right? So I want to do it decently and in order. If you haven't signed up yet, bit.ly/weekendwatch20. Ladies, thank you for having me this morning, but I really want to encourage y'all. Listen, take a moment to breathe. You saw what I just did?
Exhale.
Take a moment to breathe.
Yes.
Take a moment to, when you breathe and let it out, give it to God. Because he's just waiting to take it. He's not going to take it from you. He's not going to overpower you because he gave us free will. He gave us free will so that we could choose him, because he chose us a long time ago. Will you say yes to him? Will you choose him? Will you just, Lord, this hurts so much. I give it to you. And I don't care what you go through. I don't care how many times you got to give it to him. Every time you wake up in the morning, it's yours. I don't know why it's on my head. This is your problem. Give it to the Lord. He's ready to accept it. He's ready to take it from you, and he's ready to replace it with something that's going to blow your mind. Something that you could never imagine. He said above and beyond what you can imagine or think or imagine. Like, it's in the word. I'm just go over there and read it. It's in there, I promise you. But trust and believe. Give it over to God. Write your story, guys. If you're a business owner, write your business book. And if you feel like you're not at that place where you can write a business book, then do the research. And while you're doing the research to build your own professional knowledge, write. Because as you learn it, write it down so that you can teach somebody else. And then you come up with a book and you smarter. How about that? So guys, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and register. If you registered this morning, inbox me so I can make sure that you're in the group and you can watch the watch party with me. Guys, we'll see you. You registered? Yay! Okay, so I'll see you guys in the private viewing this morning. Write your winning ebook. We're getting ready to get started in about 5 to 8 minutes or so. Okay, I'm going to run on over that. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back here tonight. Actually, we're not going to be back here tonight. We're actually going to do part 2 of the writing the end. That's a private viewing. So guys, we'll see you next time. Thank you guys. I honor all the authors, all of the aspiring authors, all of the writers, all of the aspiring writers. Go write, because when you write, you heal yourself and you heal this land. And I don't know about you, but we are in grave need of healing this land. Okay, and it's up to you. So let's write together, let's heal together, let's love together, let's win together. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.
Bye.